Yes, I am driving and doing a pre-movie review. This is very dangerous. Don't film and drive, kids. I do this because I don't have nothing else to lose. I'm low. I need views, baby. So I'm putting my life on the line for you guys. So you better subscribe. I think. Welcome to the review. Okay, welcome to the goddamn review. I'm keeping this kid friendly, even though I'm pretty sure the movie I'm about to go see is not all that kid friendly. It's starring Bill Skarsgård and some black woman. I don't really know her name. I didn't really do much research on the overall movie before I'm going to see it, but these cars are slow. The only thing I saw about this movie is the trailers that I would see before seeing other movies, so I'm going pretty much off of that. Expectations. What do I expect from this movie? I don't know. It's called Barbarian. I didn't see any cavemen. That's my camera fell. I don't know really what to go from there. I'm thinking it's probably because it's Barbarian, white guy, Bill Skarsgård, black woman. I don't know her name. Maybe it's like a Get Out reversal type of thing. You know how Get Out is like a cautionary tale for black men about white women. Maybe this movie is a cautionary tale for black women about white men.
2 hours later.
This movie is probably one of the most infuriating fucking movies I think I've ever seen in my life. Okay? This movie makes no goddamn sense. As a horror movie fan, I like horror movies. I like the big scare stuff. But this movie does not leave you scared. It leaves you mad. After watching a scary movie, the only thing I want to think of is, man, that was pretty creepy, or that was good as hell, or at the very most, whatever, I don't really care about it. It wasn't all that. But this movie is so fucking stupid. Execution and the storytelling and the characters. Oh my God. This is not a spoiler review. This is a spoiler-free review. But in the characters alone, bro, this movie is stupid. All the characters are dumb. From the trailer, when I saw her follow Bill Skarsgård down the goddamn thing in the trailer, I was like, this is, like, yo, you kind of being kind of stupid. Like, this is pretty goddamn dumb. I'm not gonna lie. Why are you following this random man you ain't never seen before into a basement with a trapdoor in a trapdoor on a trap? Why are you following this man? When you watch the actual movie, it becomes even more maddening. Why are you going this far? Why are you following this man? Why don't our main character have any self-survivalness? Our main character has no survival instincts. The whole movie, she's like asking herself to get killed. She's not a bad actress. I don't think nobody gives like a bad performance. There's no bad acting. Everything on the filmmaking aspect of the acting, the camera work, the lighting, cinematography, directing, all that stuff is pretty good. The director of this movie, when it comes to setting up shots, keeping them thrilling, keeping them suspenseful, he does a pretty good job on that front. Just from watching the first half of this movie, you'll be pretty wanting to go with it. You know, you'll want to go with what the director is trying to take you along. But once you start going along, it's like the director gives you, or the writer, whoever did this, they give you no reason to want to stay on the ride. As a matter of fact, you're watching this entire movie, they give you the antithesis of wanting to stay on the ride. You're asking to please get off. I almost walked out the movie. That's how dumb and infuriating it is. On a technical level, this movie is pretty goddamn good. From the way it looks, from the way it's presented, from everything like that. It's pretty inventive. It's pretty well made. It makes the movie even more infuriating, because if you were watching it and it was put together terribly and it was made terribly and it was goddamn and it had a terrible script, then you'd be like, there's no real loss or gain because it had nothing to begin with. But this movie had something to begin with. The first half of this movie is pretty well put together on a technicality standpoint of things. But as the movie goes on and continue to move, the movie on a writing and on a story progression, character building, world building, and everything like that, it just drops. It has no sense of urgency while you're watching it. From a horror movie, you need that sense of urgency. Either this urgency to get out of the situation, or have the characters have an urgency to get out of the situation. But in this movie, it doesn't have to happen. Everybody in this movie goes towards it. Everybody in this movie refuses to leave the situation. Everybody. I've never seen a movie where everyone in it refuses to leave the situation. Our main character is probably one of the most, and I say this, one of the most annoying characters that you can see in a horror movie. She has no urgency. She has no survival instincts. She has no real survival skills. She is so fucking stupid. It's like she wants to be in this situation. Now, there is certain things I think that has to do with the overall theme of the movie, but you don't really care about the theme of the movie if you don't care about the story, the characters, and how it all progresses. That's how you start to like and want to know about the theme of the movie. It's ultimately why the story is written that way, and the character is written that way. But I don't care. I'm watching someone who seems to do everything wrong. Everything wrong. I want someone to watch this and tell me, am I the dumb one here? Am I the wrong one for not watching this movie and thinking this movie is dumb? I don't really care about this story. And you're watching her, and even while you're watching the trailer, like you see her follow Bill Skarsgård down there. But the whole time you're watching, you're like, bro, they don't have a connection, bro. This is their first time meeting. They try to make you feel like she has a connection with him, but she doesn't really know him. You don't really know him, which for the first half of the movie builds up a good suspense. Because you don't know whether it goes either or with him. So when you're watching it, you're just like, okay, I can see, but you don't really care at the end of the day, because our main character, Tess, is still dumb. She's giving warning signs from actual people. Everybody's telling her, yeah, this is not this is not a good place to be at. I have no idea why you're here. She goes and meets somebody, and someone who she's meeting with, till she's in town for a job interview. The interviewer who she's interviewing with tells her, yeah, that side of the town, you need to get the hell up out. She practically tells her, bitch, leave where you are. Go back, get your shit, and then go. Don't even worry about going back. She doesn't go. She instead keeps on to the plot in the story, and that is why you start to feel dumb, because you start to watching this movie, and you go watching, you're like, this movie can end here. This movie can end right now, and it would make sense. Why is this movie still going? What is the purpose of this movie? This movie could have ended. Why are we still here? And then when you get to the ending of the movie, you're like, this movie didn't have to happen. This story didn't have to be told. This story did not have to unfold. This story didn't have to happen. As you get to the end of the movie, you're just like, none of this that I just saw needed to happen. It could have ended at any point in time. It would have been smarter to just end it at any point of those times. But no, the movie wants to keep going, and it infuriates you more. And then it goes into another plot with Justin Long, which I think if you would have started the movie from there, it would have been silly, it would have been a little dumb, but that feels more like an actual horror movie or a movie setup, because you introduce the characters, an inciting incident happens, they're forced to be here, they're forced to learn more about what's going on here, and then they end up in a situation they didn't ask for. When you're watching that story play out, of Justin Long's story play out, you're like, okay, this makes sense. This feels right. This feels like it should be going this way. But I feel like this movie is just a padding, because it doesn't, since the movie really doesn't need to happen, it doesn't really have a reason to go. It just feels like a movie that's padding itself to get to an hour and 45 minutes. This movie is nearly almost 2 hours long, and it does not need to be. It doesn't even need to go past an hour. This movie will be just fine as a short film, because there's nothing else to it. And the only part that would really make sense is the Justin Long part. That's the only part that would really sort of make sense in what he's going through and how he ends up in the story. If I was to give it a rating out of 10, it would probably be like a, I don't even want to say 6, because 6 would be, it'd probably be like a 3 out of 10. The only reason it gets up to a 3, because like I said, on a technical level of directing, cinematography, filmmaking, this movie is pretty goddamn top notch. On a story level, a character level, a logistics level, this movie makes no sense. It's infuriating. You will be pissed off. But it could just be me. Maybe there are people liking it. I haven't seen any reviews on it so far. I've seen that some of the top reviewers have put out their reviews, but I haven't legit watched them yet. Would I recommend you watching it? When it comes out on VOD, maybe. I'll pay $18 for this shit. $18.